we are ready for heat number 1. Let's go racing in the Sonoma Mountains. It's a good launch from the front row. Zach Campbell already to the outside of Justin Melillo. 3 wide. That's a lot of handbrake being used there, but somehow they all managed to get through that. Blake McCandless side by side with Paul Smith into the right-hander. Reminder, you cannot take the Joker on the first lap until you cross the start-finish line. Side by side over the jump. Paul Smith leads the way.
Yeah, not for long. I've got a very expensive car showroom right behind me here, and they're all quicker.
The racing driver's excuse is already starting to come. It's
a
little bit wide. There's some contact. Paul Smith goes around. He's going to drop down the order. It does mean McCandless will cycle to the lead, but already here comes Zach Campbell looking to get to the inside. Transitioning back onto the asphalt, that's going to be crucial. McCandless runs wide once more, opens the door for Connor Martell to slip down his inside. McCandless drops to third as Campbell takes the Joker along with Connor Martell. You can hear the breath of Paul Smith there.
Yeah.
Clearly working hard.
Yeah, this isn't easy, guys. I don't want you to believe it is. It's not. It's hard work, is this.
We're getting a look at the frantic wheel inputs of Paul Smith right now as well. Just working your way uphill through the carousel, very much the wrong way that those who used to come to this track for road racing will be familiar with. But it is an interesting challenge to get your car turned in early and rotate it. You'll see the World Championship drivers hugging to the inside, almost onto the grass, bypassing part of the gravel itself to get the car rotated. Battle for the lead continues to rage on. It's up and over the jump. Zach Campbell is being chased down by Connor Martell. You have a Porsche Tag Heuer Esports Super Cup driver fighting an ARX Lights champion. A little bit of contact between the two of them. Zach Campbell is sideways, manages to hold on. They'll still be side by side coming over the crest of turn number 1. Campbell will hold on to the lead. Simon Feigl has cycled in front of McCandless, and he is yet to take to the Joker. It's 1.9 seconds quicker, that Joker lap this time around. Simon Feigl, therefore, just about on the bubble. 2 and a bit seconds behind Connor Martell as we ride on board with Paul Smith coming up back onto the asphalt. Big puffs of smoke in front of him. Gets a little bit sideways, Paul.
I certainly did. I'm going for the Joker this time. Oh, he's gone for it as well. Oh, we've both gone wide. I'm following him to the scene of the accident.
I know, Melillo and Smith making a mockery of the Joker entry there. It's going to be an interesting Joker, especially when you have 10 cars, 12 cars, like we'll see in the feature here for the All-Star Invitational, trying to blend the Joker entry as well as cars taking the regular lap. So do watch out for that. Still riding rearwards with the Coanda SimSport driver of Zach Campbell making a return. The iRX All-Star Invitational and gapping Connor Martell now up to 1.2 seconds. Feigl has taken to the Joker and is a further 1.3 back, so it doesn't look like there's going to be anything happening there. GoPro Lopez in the Team Fordzilla Ford on the penultimate lap takes to the Joker. Where is that going to cycle him out? He's in front of Blake McCandless, but the car that sits second, our unofficial point standings, still rides outside of a transfer spot. Half a second separates that 2 cars that would look to transfer through. And for Zach Campbell, what will he do? Will he play the games once more and let Tell get on through? Remember, we'll re-invert these drivers heading into the feature race. We saw some engine troubles. I think that's what we're calling them. Last time at Atlanta Motor Speedway when Zach Campbell was in an automatic transfer position. What will he do into the final corner? Martell has a look, barges on past. Connor Martell takes heat number 1. He'll advance straight to our 10-lap feature along with Zach Campbell. Simon Feigl, GoPro Lopez getting very sideways over the jump, but just about hanging on with Blake McCandless, Justin Melillo, and Paul Smith rounding out the cars heading to the last chance qualifiers. Paul, what are your racing driver excuses then?
Everything. Lack of talent, I think, is one of them.
Well, after winning your heat last time around, I'm sure you're not thrilled, but we'll still have plenty of racing for you as we take a look at the Yokohama starting grid for heat number 2. Daniel Dye alongside Blake Bilko Williams and NTT IndyCar Series driver Connor Daly. Borges Azzo will be alongside the most dapper man in all of racing, Tim Stevens on row 2. Luke Knupp, the only car on the final row of this grid. So 3 rows, 6 cars. Luke Knupp has an opportunity to sling it down the inside if he can get through. What's it like on the start then, Paul, now that you've experienced here in the All-Star Invitational?
Terrifying when you're going down the inside and you've got people trying to come running around the outside of you, but yeah, you've just got to be absolutely on it, get a great launch down into turn 1 and hope that nobody wipes you out through there.
Knupp is 9 points behind Goretzlaff in our All-Star standings. He can work his way through to the feature. Never say never. Racing drivers, a special breed of competitiveness. Heat number 2, ready to get underway here at Sonoma. It's a good launch from Bilko Williams, but he's straight into the side of Connor Daly. Absolute chaos as Bilko bounces back into the path of the pole sitter Daniel Dye. Everyone else through safely. Still some chaos on the start.
Oh, Connor Daly got such a good launch, and I think it caught out the others, and before you know it, they're facing the wrong way in the wall. It's what can happen here in Rallycross. It's all about getting that good launch, keeping it clean, and now this is a tricky part of the track, and I don't think people give it enough respect.
We've seen some chaos. I remember Johan Harth and Stilian Chepelevsky a couple of years ago coming to blows. Harth was quite incensed and driving angry as around the outside. Luke Knupp for the race lead. Onto the grass. We'll have to go the long way around the penultimate corner. Connor Daly holds on. And into the final corner, who goes to the Joker this time around? It is Luke Knupp trying to find some clean air, 1.9 seconds quicker. He's followed onto the Joker by Borja Zazo and Tim Stevens. Stevens will be alongside Daly as they merge back onto the track, but it is Stevens that holds on to 3rd position.
Connor Daly needs to take the Joker this lap. He's now behind them. He was in the lead. He can't afford to get held up by Tim Stevens here. So Daly, he's got to take that Joker lap now if he's to do anything about this.
Daly, whose prospects for 2022 still up in the air. Not confirmed what his plans will be in terms of a full-time race seat in the NTT IndyCar Series, but enjoying the off-season, having some fun. Does take to the Joker this time around. Should feed himself at the very least in front of Stevens. Where does that put him in comparison to Borja Zazo? Just behind, but he'll have the inside line heading into turn 1. Up the hill, Zazo holds on.
Oh, Zazo's running a bit wide there, but he carries the speed there. Lets the car slide. He'll get a good launch out the corner now. So he's got himself nicely in front of Daly then. So Borja showing some good pace here today, but Connor Daly, don't write him out of this yet.
It is the track that invites overtakes. That's the way I put it. If you run a bit wide coming back uphill onto the tarmac there, you can look to the inside. If you make a mistake into turn 1, which we've seen countless times, you can take advantage. Also, we haven't talked about it much yet, Paul, but it's something that I'm surprised we haven't seen yet with almost Heat 2 in the books. Slowdown penalties. They are so easy to accumulate here at Sonoma.
Oh, they absolutely are, and you just go a little bit too much over the inside of the track there. You can see where those anti-cut curbs are on the right-hand side through the right-hander there. You go too much over them, and well, you're just going to invite yourself for a slowdown penalty. Tim Stevens is all over the back of Daly here. Of course, these two will not automatically qualify for the feature race at this race.
The Roadshow editor back and slinging some dirt. I'm sure not what you'd expect from the picture that you see on our grid graphics as well. Really nice guy. Great to have him back on board and to be broadcasting on the Roadshow channels. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go in heat number 2. Does look as though the teenager Luke Knupp in front of Borja Zazo, 2 of them comfortable to transfer to the feature race.
Oh, Knupp has been so good this season, hasn't he, in the All-Stars, and has really shown his adaptability, be able to jump into the different tracks and to push on. So, yeah, well, right as I say that, though, he runs wide.
Not for the first time either. He did win at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, trying to become the 2nd multi-time winner in our 2021 All-Star Invitational, powering out of the final corner, up and over the jump. Luke Knupp followed closely by Borja Zazo. They'll advance straight out of heat number 2 into our 10-lap feature. Connor Daly, Tim Stevens not far behind. There was a good battle between Bilko Williams and Daniel Dye, the 2 cars that got themselves all sorts of mixed up on the start. But that's why we call it the bowling alley ball, Paul. It's so easy to just get lost in the chaos of the start here.
Yeah, they got surprised by Daly, went into each other and around the go, and that shows right there. But they've got last chance qualifiers to try and remedy that.
So here's confirmation then of the results in Heat 2. Knupp and Borja Zazo going on through. Connor Daly, Tim Stevens, Daniel Dye, and Bilko Williams to the last chance qualifiers. Here's a look then at your Yokohama starting grid for heat number 3. Steve Lovender of Trading Paints fame makes his debut in the All-Star Invitational alongside Trevor Teal and Michael Cozy Jr. on the front row. Aero and Christian Brooks will be alongside on row number 2, while Parker Retzlaff, our unofficial championship leader, will round out the 6 cars ready to go. And once more, you see them lined up. Where do you want to be on the start here, Paul? Inside would seem like the place to be, but you can get pitched down. Middle is always dangerous. Outside is more dangerous than you think because it really does funnel down on the exit of that final corner.
Yeah, it does, and you've really got to be wary of that, and you know, contact can be made down into that bowling alley, and having a dodgy internet connection doesn't help matters either.
We'll see what happens then to Steve Lovender as the engines rev, leaning on the launch control. Final heat of the day for the All-Stars, ready to go. The clean launch, Trevor Teal gets the whole shot, but he'll be side by side with Michael Cozy Jr. That's a big one for Steve Lovender. He's up and over. Trevor Teal goes around as well. All sorts of chaos on the start here as they work their way through the final corner. Parker Retzlaff already up to 3rd.
Oh, sideways over the jump, up and over on his side. My goodness, this is drama on the opening of this final heat race here. And well, if you're Aero or Michael Cozy Jr., you'll be rubbing your hands with delight there.
Straight to the iRacing replay. What happens here? So it's Christian and Parker Retzlaff. Oh, they come together over the jump, and that's why Trevor Teal, nowhere to go, slams into the side. That's the chaos of the All-Star Invitational, and what we love about this is damage is off as well. So even though they got mixed up there, Paul, they'll still be ready to go. Aero, who I think it's fair to say has not really enjoyed that the luck is maybe his pace might have really warranted, looks in a good position to advance. He takes to the Joker then with 1 lap in the books.
Now, him and Michael Cozy Jr. cannot afford to battle with each other because that will allow Parker Retzlaff to come up to them and really start attacking them. So, you know, just work your own races, guys. Don't squabble over each other because you don't want to give Retzlaff that opportunity coming up behind.
He's already 1.9 behind Cozy Jr. Of course, Cozy still yet to take to that Joker as we ride on board with the Arco Menard Series driver up the hill. Another driver who's looking to become a World Championship driver here on the iRacing service.
Oh, that was a mistake in front, well, Michael Cozy Jr., it was in half a mind to go onto the Joker lap and then decided to bail.
And that's the danger that I mentioned before, right, is that you can break on the racing line as cars take the regular lap. So you do need to be careful, and I would not be shocked if we see a bit more commotion with the World Championship drivers, given how close they'll be in the opening laps, assuming they get a clean start, which is a big if we're being honest, given what we've seen so far. But I do think that's something we're going to have to keep our eyes on. Cozy Jr. locks up the rears once more and gets on the handbrake on that transition back onto tarmac. He takes to the Joker though. Parker Retzlaff knows that he cannot follow. He needs to do something different. Cozy Jr. behind Aero, so it does look as though Aero's comfortable. Retzlaff wants to jump Cozy Jr. at the very least, maybe even Aero if he can get the hammer down.
I think that he could possibly get Cozy Jr. here at this rate. He really has got the pace as Retzlaff. I've been impressed with Parker all the way through this All-Stars. He's certainly been doing a sterling job in that Subaru. He's got a bit sideways there. That's not the ideal line through there, but he keeps it in one place.
Cone's going for a toss here at the Sonoma Raceway. Back down. It will be Retzlaff, I think, to the Joker this time. And Cozy's around. He almost gets plowed into by Christian Brooks. It makes it very easy for Parker Retzlaff. What happened here? It's coming back onto the tarmac. A little bit wide. That's not terrible as you fly yourself down the bowling alley into the penultimate corner. Clips the tires. That's where I was talking about it funneling down on the exit.
Yeah, it's so easy to do that as well because you do want to try and get as close to those tyres as possible. But here we are, final lap. Aero, well, he'll be just counting down the meters, but he's got Parker Retzlaff wanting a race win here.
Parker, you got to remember, we invert the grid for the feature, but he doesn't care. That's racing drivers wanting to win whatever they can. Through the final corner, Parker Retzlaff gets things done from the tail end of the field to the front. He wins heat number 3. Drag race down the drag strip between him and Aero. Those two cars straight through to the feature. More troubles for Cozy Jr. He drops behind Trevor Teal in the closing stages. Christian Brooks, Trevor Teal, Michael Cozy Jr. and Steve Lovender after chaos on the start for Lovender, heading to the last chance qualifiers. Christian Brooks, who's joining us for the very first time today, is a USF 2000 driver here in the United States of America. He emerges with a third place finish in this heat number 3. Trevor Teal, Cozy Jr. and Lovender, as mentioned before, through to the last chance qualifiers, which fast and frenetic rallycross action. It's already gridding up. Here's a look at the Yokohama starting grid. Simon Feigl alongside Christian Brooks and Tim Stevens, Blake McCandless, Michael Cozy Jr. and Blake Bilko Williams, the 6 cars ready to go. 6 cars lining up. 3 of them will miss out, Paul. You're in a similar situation. You'll be racing in the second of the last chance qualifiers.
Yeah, that's what I wasn't hoping for right there. I wanted to just get this last chance qualifier out of the way, to be honest. But yeah, it's do or die now here. 3 qualify, 3 do not. So yeah, good luck to everybody in this one, because this could be a spicy race.
All of these starts so far have been fascinating. Downhill you go, funneling through the final corner. Oh, I should say the penultimate corner. That really turned one on the lap itself. But ready to go for the first of our last chance qualifiers. Bilko Williams doesn't get off the line straight away. Brooks tries to cover off Simon Feigl, aggressive on the start. They just about survive. Blake McCandless, the big loser. Cozy Jr. a bit more carnage behind him. He goes around once more.
Oh, it's just not panning out, is it? And that's what's really not working for them. So here we go. Here's the replay down into turn 1. Or the last turn, penultimate turn, should we say. And then just there, bang, it funnels in. 2 cars into 1, just does not go.
And did McCandless get a slowdown? I would have to assume. For you remember, you cannot take the Joker on the start, because the start-finish line is after the jump. And you can't take the Joker until you've crossed the start-finish line. I remember Barcelona, where basically every single... Oh! What happened there?
Yeah, well, he's well, all sorts happened there. You've got the driver serving slow down. You've also got you've got drivers getting in together as well. So my goodness, this is all happening. Of course, really the fight now is over 3rd place, and Tim Stevens is well, he's in that 3rd place right now, and crucially, he's not taken that Joker lap yet.
Maybe take it this time around, because Cozy Jr. has taken the Joker. Just get some clean air to relieve the pressure. Brooks and Feigl, 4 seconds clear of one another, and in front of Tim Stevens as well. So looking good for those 2 cars to go straight through to the feature from here. Rest of the cars we'll say goodbye to, of course. 7 days from now, our championship finale at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Tim Stevens down onto the Joker, does take that clean air. He'll have 2 laps to hang on to this transfer position.
Yeah, and that's crucial, really, for him. And I mean, you look at that gap now. That's pretty safe. He just needs to keep it on the track, keep it on the dirt, keep it on the asphalt, and that's all he needs to do here to get himself automatically into the final.
They work themselves through the lap then. Back through where they started things. A little bit more clean this time around. It'll be 2 laps to go this time as we ride on board with the most dapper man in all of sim racing. Up and over the jump, hunting down Simon Feigl. 7/10 the gap between these 2 cars. Christian Brooks, after what happened in heat number 3, has really picked up the pace. He is 6 seconds clear of this entire field.
He certainly is. And Christian, now what's occurring is Simon Feigl is all over the track. I saw it on my timing screen then. Well, he's dropped down to 4th place in this.
And his teammate, or I still don't know what to call him, since he's technically his own driver, because Feigl's the team manager. Can they work together to pass out Tim Stevens? No, they can't. The Altus guys come together. It does mean Feigl takes advantage. More contact with Tim Stevens, who almost misses the braking zone into the final corner. Just about holds on. Michael Cozy Jr., more contact for him. He's down the tail end of the field.
I know we call this the Octagon on wheels, but my goodness, that was a bit physical there, wasn't it? And that was It's tremendous. All this fight over the final qualification places. But Christian Brooks, he doesn't care about this. He's way out front.
He's loving life. That's what Brooks is doing for sure. Through the penultimate corner, looking to win the last chance qualifier. Christian Brooks on debut, straight through to the feature. He'll be followed, we think, by Tim Stevens and Simon Feigl if they can keep things just calm enough, clean enough to hold on for now. Through the final corner, looking good. Tim Stevens returns to feature racing action. Great shot over the jump. You can see just how important it is to get the line right on the jump as well, to nail the landing. Blake McCandless finishes fourth, the first of the drivers to head home from the Sonoma Raceway. Hopefully we'll have McCandless back in action in 7 days' time. Our championship showdown at America's home of racing. Paul Smith has got to get ready now to go racing himself as we get confirmation of the last chance qualifier 1 result. Christian Brooks, 14 seconds clear. A lot of pace, but also some carnage behind means Tim Stevens and Simon Feigl finish on the final transfer positions. Rest of the drivers waving on goodbye from here. And let's take a look at the Yokohama starting grid for the second of the last chance qualifiers. Connor Daly alongside GoPro Lopez, who needs a good result in these unofficial point standings. Just 2 points behind Parker Retzlaff. GoPro Lopez needs a feature race to his name. Trevor Teal completes the front row with Daniel Dye, Justin Melillo, and Steve Lavender through the top 6. Paul Smith rounds out the tail end of this grid. 7 drivers, 3 transfer spots. Ready to go for the second, the last chance qualifiers. It's a long hold, waiting for the revs to build up, launch control, ready to launch these machines down into the final corner. 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. That's the launch that these cars can get. On board with Paul Smith, looking to the inside, in front of him, 3 abreast as they work their way through what is the penultimate corner on track. A bit of contact. Paul Smith gets 1, Paul Smith gets 2, Paul Smith gets 3.
That's how we do it.
Incredible stuff. He's still side by side, it should be noted, with a Daniel Dye machine coming into what is turn number 1. That right-hand sweeper, Smith to the inside. It'll be the long way around for Daniel Dye. Having some technical issues. Paul Smith's in a transfer spot. Can you hold on here?
I will if I concentrate.
I'm not going to let you do that. It's all pressure for you right now.
Yeah, well, that was a good start. I'm pleased with that one.
Back onto the tarmac. This transition's so crucial. Get as close to clipping that inside wall as you can get. Connor Daly leads the way from GoPro Lopez. Paul Smith third, being chased down by Daniel Dye, who takes to the Joker this time around. GoPro Lopez followed by Paul Smith. The 2 Fiestas in the field take to the Joker. They'll emerge clear of the field. Also taking to the Joker was the Subaru in the Nitro Circus stock car. Trevor Teal behind the wheel. Pulls a little bit wide, opens the door for that number 72 to close the gap. Some clean laps, that's all, Paul, you need right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be nice. This transition, I've not been able to nail this all evening.
And for those wondering why we're talking to Paul, it's because he's a commentator. We're not going to make his life easy, even though he's now technically an all-star. A little bit wide, almost whacks the wall, does whack Trevor Teal, who goes around. It means Connor Daly knows he's got to take the Joker this time around. Daly will be alongside Smith, who's a little bit wonky on the exit of the jump. Just about holds on to his car. In front of Smith is Connor Daly. Daniel Dye waiting to see if he took to the Joker lap. Doesn't look like he did. So now we watch for that crucial delta between Paul Smith, Daniel Dye. 1.9 seconds for the World Championship drivers. Might be a little bit more if we're talking about the All-Stars, Paul.
Yeah, possibly. Especially if it's me behind the wheel, that's for sure. But yeah, how crazy is this? I'm behind an IndyCar driver right now on track. This is and being semi-competitive.
And you said you're a race winner. I'm still going to be less pedantic than you and say you're a heat race winner. As Melillo and Lavender, at least one of them is taken to the Joker. Yes, it was Melillo who'll cycle in front of Daniel Dye, who's also taken to the Joker. I tell you what, Paul, if you can hold on for just under 2 miles, you've got a transfer position here.
Shh.
I'm trying to put the commentator's curse down on you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
GoPro Lopez still running in second. Oh, no, sorry, he's running in first. Misread that graphic for a second. 3.6 clear of Connor Daly. There'll be one lap to go this time around. We'll say goodbye to 4 drivers. 3 of them will be inverted to start at the front of the field. You can see Melillo 1.5 seconds behind Paul Smith as they land over the jump, make their way into the carousel. Long right-hand sweeper. Used to be tire bollards on the inside that would catch you out. Now it's anti-cut curbs, which are just as vicious. Can spin you around if you take them just a little bit too aggressively. Is anything going to happen? 1 second the gap between Melillo and Smith. Oh, there's been a huge one. Daniel Dye, Melillo, both involved in that one. It will release Paul Smith to be clear as Trevor Teal goes airborne, launching himself off of Daniel Dye. It won't matter though. GoPro Lopez, Connor Daly, Paul Smith, 1, 2, and 3. They're heading to our 10-lap feature event. How much fun was that, Paul?
Oh, I've made it to the final again. That was tremendous. I enjoyed that.
You got a 100% record of features as GoPro Lopez confirmation as he wins last chance qualifier number 2. Connor Daly, Paul Smith, the other transfer position. Steve Lovender on debut finishes down in 4th with Justin Melillo, Daniel Dye, Trevor Teal, the 3 of them all being mixed up in last lap shenanigans. Well, it's been fun so far. We've still got 10 laps to go. Feature racing action is next. Don't go anywhere, though. We're watching coverage of the 2021 iRacing Rallycross World Championship live on the iRacing Esports Network.
Take your driving to the next level at Dirtfish. Gain confidence behind the wheel of an all-wheel drive Subaru STI or rear-wheel drive BRZ. Get sideways with skills on gravel, mud, and tarmac. Dirtfish offers programs for every driver. Visit dirtfish.com for details.
Welcome back to the 2021 iRacing Rallycross World Championship presented by Yokohama. There's one thing that separates first place from the rest of the pack: the finish line. High-performance, race-inspired Yokohama Advan tires give you the drive to win. Discover Advan at yokohamatire.com. We'd also like to thank Dirtfish for presenting coverage of our penultimate round in our 2021 championship. Dirtfish is the official rallying school of iRacing Rallycross. They also present the Dirtfish Rookie of the Year award in our World Championship. The winner will take home a 3-day course at Dirtfish to learn what it's like to rally in the real world. My name is Arjuna Kankipati. Alongside for the action today is Paul Smith, all-star Paul Smith, who did make it through to the feature. But Paul, I do have to ask you, there was a little bit of contact there.
Was there? I didn't have any on my screen. No, I don't know where. I'll be honest with you, I had no idea that Trevor Teal was there, so yeah, sorry, I guess.
I like the half sorry, half non-apologetic sorry there. Here's a look at our 2021 schedule and what a road it's been so far. This will be round number 8, of course, 7 in the books already, and 7 days from now, a championship showdown, which I don't think anyone who's watching will want to miss, Paul. The first time that Charlotte Motor Speedway will host rallycross action at the World Championship level here on the iRacing service.
Yeah, Charlotte Motor Speedway, that's going to be a heck of a finale, is that one. Brand new track to the World Championship as well. It's certainly going to produce some intriguing racing. It's a challenging course to actually drive.
And don't forget that every day is race day on the iRacing service, and there's never been a better time to jump into the world's premier motorsport simulator. New memberships are 50% off. Sign up now at iRacing.com/membership to get started on your road to the virtual checkered flag. I thought we were going to see 12 cars in this feature, and Paul, are you just not out there practicing right now?
Yeah, I'm just having a break. I mean,
okay.
See how hard I had to push then in that, in that last chance qualifier.
We got a good look at you, I should say, on the launch here. Talk to us about the launch here and how that works, because it does funnel down. And I don't know if you want to be on the inside or the outside.
It is so difficult to get the line right, really. I'm looking at the wrong camera. I'm used to looking at a camera there rather than there. But yeah, it's so difficult to get that launch right. You can carry the speed around the outside of the first turn, but also, as you mentioned, that pinch point, that wall comes in at an angle. So if you're on the inside, you can squeeze them and force them to back out of it. But that's always a risk as well, because they can clip you, you can get bumped and go off as well. So it's so difficult to get it right, this launch down into the first turn, the penultimate turn of the track. So definitely that launch, doesn't matter whether you're on the inside, the outside, it's going to be just really look at the draw.
And I can tell you that Trevor Teal at least enjoyed, from an entertainment standpoint, what happened in that last chance qualifiers. His note in the session chat: I did Nitro Circus stunts. So the Nitro Circus star car just giving us a showcase of what Nitro Circus is all about. And don't forget, Nitro Rallycross returns this coming weekend. Kyle Busch will be part of the paddock as they go racing once more, the third time in 2021. We are ready, though. Feature racing action in our All-Star Invitational. Let's line up the cars. Let's take a look at the Yokohama starting grid. And somehow, Paul Smith is on pole position. Lots of pressure, no racing driver excuses. Best seat in the house to take a checkered flag. He'll be alongside Simon Feigl and Connor Daly on the front row of the grid. Tim Stevens and GoPro Lopez share row number 2. GoPro Lopez, who sits 2 points behind Parker Retzlaff in our unofficial championship standings. Christian Brooks on debut lines up on the inside of row number 3 alongside Aero and Borja Zazo. Zach Campbell, Parker Retzlaff will line up 9th and 10th positions, while Luke Knupp and Connor Martell round out the 12 cars ready to rumble. Line them up and get ready to send them flying, Paul. All into you.
And we've just been told we can joker on the opening lap as well. The stewards have decided to allow that.
So interesting. So maybe they're going to, the iRacing Sim won't let that happen. So maybe they'll be clearing penalties for that.
That's correct.
Whatever will happen here, it is sure to be entertaining. 10 laps on the board. We are ready to race in the Sonoma Mountains. Good launch from the outside of the front row. Connor Daly gets the whole shot. Simon Feigl holds strong, bullies Paul Smith. There's a car spun around in the background. It's our championship leader. It's Parker Retzlaff. Paul Smith got involved as well.
Well, that wasn't an ideal start, was it?
We'll get a replay, hopefully, of what happened. Who's that? I believe that was Tim Stevens going very slow. Here's the iRacing replay right off the start. Watch as on the inside line, Paul Smith will come to blows with Parker Retzlaff. So the Ford Fiesta gets squeezed, and then Tim Stevens, most dapper man in sim racing, causes some chaos. Parker Retzlaff has an issue on his own. And then chaos. Aero gets mixed up with Paul Smith. I believe that's Luke Knupp as well. It does mean Simon Feigl 2.5 seconds clear. I think he would have taken the Joker. Watch on the left-hand side of the screen as a number of cars cycle their way onto the Joker this time around. It is chaotic. It is peak Bay Area traffic here in the Sonoma Mountains. Left side of the screen, you'll get updated with the Joker. There you go. Feigl, GoPro Lopez, Brooks, and Zazo all took that 1.9 second shortcut. We'll see how this is going to cycle out. Remember, in a 9-race championship, the top 5 points are what count for our unofficial point standing. Side by side, GoPro Lopez makes contact with Christian Brooks. Here comes Borja Zazo to get in on the fun. The two Spaniards will be dueling it out as they work their way through the penultimate corner. That's a still stricken car. I think Zazo got the worst of that one. Here's a look at the replay. Here's a look at what happened. Working their way up through the carousel. It's almost 3 abreast of Simon Feigl. controls the pace, leads these cars down through the dirt section. Right on board with the teal Borges Zazo machine. And watch here. GoPro Lopez comes together with the car in front. That was Connor Daly, and then Borges Zazo gets further contact and then has to watch the rejoin as cars go screaming onto the grass to get around him. Does mean Paul Smith's not last anymore.
Yeah, but Tim Stevens is giving me a good race right here. Oh, contact between the two of us.
Well, you've got the most dapper man in all of sim racing, then you've got the man in the flat cap, one of the nicest guys in all of sim racing. I tell you what, this will be an interesting battle. On board with the Roadshow editor, who runs it deep on the Joker entry. That will cost him time. Not going to be a 1.9 second shortcut there, that's for sure. He does emerge just in front of Paul Smith, but I tell you what, that battle very much not done and dusted. Zach Campbell is in a good position as there's the grass. That's what I was talking about, hugging the inside. Paul Smith using the gamer line, as Kyle Larson would call it, running himself up through the dirt and working his...
Managed to give myself a slowdown penalty and all that, but I've served it already.
So you're like the second driver all night to have got a slowdown penalty.
Yeah, but I know how to serve it, though that's different.
Well, not going to be any chaos like we saw earlier tonight. Zach Campbell, I was saying earlier, he's 2 seconds off the lead, hasn't chokered yet. I think he's just playing possum right now. I think he's just here having some fun, lining up the cars in front, and will joker as late as possible to make his life as difficult as possible. Meanwhile, our championship leader, Parker Retzlaff, has stopped out on track. Not sure what's happened there. It means heading to the Charlotte Motor Speedway, the All-Star Invitational standings might be as close as the World Championship standings. Paul, what are you seeing?
I was seeing cars in the air is what I was seeing. I just come around the corner and there's a car flying up over the wall.
Take a look at what happened here. So riding through the carousel, I think it was Aero that got mixed up in this one, the Traction GG streamer. Zach Campbell did take to the Joker last time around and a cycle to the race lead. So new race leader is Connor Martell, a little slow in front of Aero. And what happens here? So Paul Smith is side by side with Borges Zazo. I don't see cars going airborne, but I do see cars very much struggling through that rejoin back up.
Oh, we've got another car off. That's Feigl.
Oh, and from second place, Simon Feigl loses it on the dirt. He'll emerge right on the tail end of the top 10, fighting with Paul Smith. Replay machine is getting a thorough work through here. Oh, just loses control. And GoPro Lopez, aggressive. I don't think that's necessarily his fault, given that Feigl was a little slow. And then I think slowdown penalty that Feigl had to slurve. GoPro Lopez might not have had any word about that penalty. It drops Feigl down to 9th position. All 12 of our cars have taken to the Joker in what has been a helter-skelter feature race so far.
Aero's making threatening messages towards me. I'm not liking this.
just telling you that he's coming?
Yeah, something like that.
Whispering those lurking messages in the background as you ride on board with the Traction GG streamer. Now looking rearward from color commentator for the World Championship campaign. Paul, you don't look as scared as I think you should be.
I'm trying to concentrate. You can't afford to look scared if you're concentrating.
It's okay, your competitors can't see the fear on your face.
Oh,
Connor
no,
Martell.
he's got me.
Oh, and you made the mistake in through the final corner. Connor Martell, by the way, has gotten past GoPro Lopez. Zach Campbell does lead the way. 2 laps to go this time around. Luke Knupp battling with GoPro Lopez, 2nd and 3rd in the championship. This is crucial. They can't afford to come together as Connor Daly, Christian Brooks are also close. We get that wonderful shot over the jump. Crucial to line yourself up entry and work your way onto the landing. Don't be twisted up. You'll end up in the wall like we saw with Retzlaff earlier on. A little bit wide is the Subaru. Luke Knupp up the hill, he's seeing down GoPro Lopez. Now 1.7 seconds back from Connor Martell. Doesn't look like there'll be a change for 1st or 2nd unless there's a mistake from Campbell and Martell. The battle is for the final podium positions. 4 cars in the mix. Connor Daly still there in 6th spot. I tell you what, it comes down to this. Over the jump for the penultimate time. 1 more trip around Sonoma for our All-Stars in 2021. Through the drag strip they go. Sonoma's got a great drag strip, hosts weekly events for the community.
Oh, Borges Arzel's up and over.
So is Simon Feigl, I've just noticed on my timing screen. How do you get there? He's sandwiched himself. That's what he's done. He's rolled himself over the jump and lost himself to the inner barriers here at Sonoma. But meanwhile, out front and in control. It's taken a while. Zach Campbell's had some pretty impressive performances, a couple of podiums to his name as well. But finally, an all-star winner here in 2021. The young Georgian puts on a show across the line as well. That's a bashed up Subaru, but he takes the checkered flag. Connor Martell across the line in second. GoPro Lopez, valuable championship point. He'll round out the points podium positions with Christian Brooks, Luke Knapp, and Connor Daly rounding out the top 6. Tim Stevens in 7th, Aero in 8th. Paul Smith does finish, but again, down in, is it 2 consecutive 9th place finishes for you, Paul?
I think that is about 2 consecutive finishes like that.
Oh, you've been bumped up to 8th because Christian Brooks got a penalty. I'm not sure why, but
hey, I'll take that.
Yeah, there's a free place. That's what I'll say. Here's the confirmation of the race results. Campbell 5 seconds clear of Vermont sports car driver Connor Martell. GoPro Lopez rounds out our podium positions. Luke Knapp, Connor Daly through the top 5. Tim Stevens, Aero, Paul Smith, Christian Brooks, and Borges Zazo, the top 10. Still not sure how Simon Feigl lost himself to the innards of the Sonoma Raceway, but he finishes down in 11th position, while Parker Retzlaff, our championship leader, coming into this round. Well, he won't be the championship leader coming out of this one unless the drop weeks work in his favor. All-Stars always know how to put on a show. We've got post-race coverage coming up next on the iRacing Esports Network. Don't go anywhere. Plenty more action yet to come from Sonoma.
Take your driving to the next level at Dirtfish. Gain confidence behind the wheel of an all-wheel drive Subaru STI or rear-wheel drive BRZ. Get sideways with skills on gravel, mud, and tarmac. Dirtfish offers programs for every driver. Visit dirtfish.com for details.
This is iRacing, the world's premier online racing game. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat to experience today's newest form of competitive motorsport, virtual racing, all from your home PC. Race virtually in indoor series from NASCAR, IndyCar, IMSA, the World of Outlaws, Aussie Supercars, and more. Take on legendary circuits like Daytona, Silverstone, and the Nürburgring. Join iRacing's global online racing community and get on track today at iRacing.com.
Oh, the All-Stars, they know how to deliver the excitement here as we rejoin you here for the 2021 iRacing Rallycross World Championship live on the iRacing Esports Network. The World Championship, the Rallycross World Championship, is presented by Yokohama Tire. There's one thing that separates first place from the rest of the pack, the finish line. High-performance, race-inspired Yokohama Advan tires give you the drive to win. Discover Advan at yokohamatire.com. Paul, you had some fun out there as an all-star, but you also got to see just how crazy this racetrack is. Give us a 30-second insight into what our World Championship drivers will be going through in just a couple of minutes' time.
Fast, frenetic, chaotic. It's got everything as this track, and it's got overtaking opportunities as well. Let's not forget about that. And yeah, these drivers, the World Championship drivers, will love it. But my goodness, that was a lot of fun out there today. And thanks to everyone at iRacing, Chris Leon especially, for allowing me to race in these.
Happy birthday, Chris Leone, as well, series director for the iRacing Rallycross World Championship. But we are joined now by race winner from Sonoma. It is the Coanda SimSport driver of Zach Campbell. And Zach, I know you're not going to go easy on us here. How much fun was that? We know you're just here to have some fun. That looks pretty crazy.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot more. I didn't expect to run this today. I got a text from someone who said that I had one goal. and so I set out and I won instead. So I had a ton of fun doing this today. I want to say thank you to Chris and everyone who invited me here. Yeah, I felt like a pro driver doing the Joker and being able to get around everyone. I felt like I was just brilliant. So yeah, so much fun.
It's been a busy year for you. I think that puts it mildly in terms of your World Championship commitments, schooling as well. You've gone off to university. I'm sure this is a great way for you to just blow off some steam and relax a little bit, because you put out a great Twitter thread when, there's been an ongoing conversation about the increasing professionalism of sim racing, how much time it takes to commit to be at the top level. I'm sure this is good for that. Do talk to us, though, a little bit about the amount of commitment that you and the entire Coanda team puts in week on week to be where you guys are, one of the top sim racing teams across sim racing world, not just here on iRacing.
Yeah, so like for an event like this, for instance, I mean, I spent my whole day thinking about it. I went to Cookout. I timed it out. I knew I could make it from Cookout to my house in 12 minutes. I could get my order through the drive-thru, be here, and then put in about 5 minutes of practice in the warm-up during the race and be able to absolutely nail it. So I did that, and it seems to have worked a lot better than this practicing 20, 25 hours thing that I did for all the Super Cup races. So I may start to institute more of this into my practice.
I don't think Philip Stam's going to be too excited about hearing that one.
He doesn't have to worry about that.
Hopefully he's not watching, that's for sure. What's the rest of the year looking like? Of course, we've got one more round of this All-Star Invitational. I hope you'll join us in 7 days at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. But then heading through the off-season, how much work are you going to be putting in for the 2022 Porsche Tag Core Esports Super Cup? You were one of the Rookies of the Year in 2021.
Yeah, so genuinely, and I'm going to be honest and try and not play any mind games here, we're going to be putting in, I think, a lot of effort because it is a brand new car. I think you're seeing guys already start to hop in the official iRacing Porsche Cup races and just start to run it just to get experience. It's a whole new thing. This is the first time the series has actually switched car to car since it came from the McLaren MP430 back in the day to the old Porsche 911 Cup car. So now that we're switching to a new car, I think it's almost kind of entirely different. So we almost have to press a reset button and go from there. So I think a lot of us are going to start putting in a lot of work here shortly. Once we know the final state the car is going to be in come that first round, then I think that's what we kind of have to weigh. And I think genuinely this offseason may mean a lot more than typically off seasons have in the past.
One more question. I do have to ask it because my producer has told me. What milkshake did you get today?
I didn't get a milkshake. I got a cheer wine. So my apologies. I can change that for next time.
I can tell you our producer's not very happy, but I'm sure you're pretty happy. Yeah. Race winner here. Congratulations, Zach. Hopefully we'll see you in 7 days' time.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you guys, and yeah, hopefully I can see y'all again.
So race winner for the first time this season, Zach Campbell of Coanda Simsport. Now standing by with a driver who was second in today's race. Paul Smith is ready with Connor Martell.
Connor, I mean, second place, it can't really go much better than that, but my goodness, that was chaotic out there, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, the beginning of that was pretty hectic, and I knew from prior races that usually there's all kinds of wrecks on those first couple turns there. So I tried to just hang back a little bit, and we were able to avoid all of them and just kind of started picking people off, and it all just kind of gathered tonight for us.
Yeah, it certainly did, and getting the second place here, you've shown some really good pace in the All-Stars all through the season, and it just seems to be that you seem to have your favourite tracks. Is Sonoma one of those that you do prefer?
Yeah, we've always been really fast here. Me and Scott Speed have actually done quite a bit of driving there. So I feel really comfortable at that track. I think out of all of them, that's probably the most confident track I race at. So yeah, out of all of them, I'm definitely comfortable there. And same with, Hell Norway, that's a really cool track too that I like. So I'm just hoping we can keep this pace up for the rest of the season.
Well, that's it. There's one more round next time out. You don't need to worry about a moving chicane in myself out there for next week. But Charlotte Motor Speedway, it's such a challenging layout, is the rallycross layout. Is it one that you may be sort of looking forward to out there next time out?
Yeah, absolutely. That track's definitely very difficult, and it's really hard for for people to kind of gain speed there. I know I've struggled there the past couple times I've raced there, but there's all these little tricks on every track that we have, and it's just a matter of who finds them and who can find the speed. So we'll definitely be practicing for the next upcoming race.
Well, thank you very much, Connor, and all the best. Look forward to seeing you next week.
Yes, copy that. Thank you very much, guys.
So that was Connor Martel, who finished second, and finishing third is GoPro Lopez, who myself and GoPro were having a bit of fun out there, unfortunately getting together a couple of times, but GoPro, you finished third in the end. You must be delighted.
Indeed, delighted. And sorry for that tap, man. It was like karma, instant karma after hit one. It was really fun. I didn't have the speed today to win at all. The guys in front, Zach, and also Christian Brooks was really, really fast in traction with the Subaru. And I could do third because some incidents I could save, and it was really lucky, to be honest, to have this podium today. And thank you everyone that raced today and every organizer, commentator, because this is really fun, and hopefully you have a really nice race in the World Championship later.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Ford did you proud for Fordzilla. Will we be seeing you next time out at Charlotte?
For sure, man. For sure.
It's always good to see. Well, GoPro, we need to let you go, but thank you very much, and all the best for next week.
Thank you. Good night.
So much fun. I'm a bit surprised, Paul, you didn't ask them how scared they were to be around you.
I think we all saw that it was pure luck that got me into that feature race.
I mean, you are a heat race winner here in the iRacing All-Star Invitational for 2021. But the All-Stars, once again, put on a show. It is time for the World Championship Showdown to continue. 2 rounds left to go. It is coming down to the wire. We'll be right back on the iRacing Esports Network.
Today's new cars have upwards of 100 computers in them and a dashboard rivaled only by a commercial airliner. But wouldn't it be nice to really know what all that does for you? At Roadshow, we demystify the world of modern transportation with reviews of your next car, the latest news on what's changing the industry, and videos covering every screen and every new feature you'll encounter in the driver's seat. Get informed, get smart, and get going with Roadshow.
Take your driving to the next level at Dirtfish. Gain confidence behind the wheel of an all-wheel drive Subaru STI or rear-wheel drive BRZ. Get sideways with skills on gravel, mud, and tarmac. Dirtfish offers programs for every driver. Visit dirtfish.com for details.
In 2018, Nitro Rallycross took the racing world by storm with the biggest jumps, the best drivers, and the most intense action ever. In 2021, Nitro Rallycross is expanding with 5 epic races. From the mountains to the Great Lakes, the desert, and the Sunshine State, Nitro Rallycross is coming to a racetrack near you. Nitro Rallycross, the series, revving up and taking off this September.
12 months ago, the championship was decided for the 2020 iRacing Rallycross World Championship. It was a scene of triumph for Johan Hart. It was the place of heartbreak for John Robertson. The series returns with 2 rounds left to go. Robertson leads the way once more, but it comes down to this, and it will come down to the final race at the Charlotte Motor Speedway in 7 days' time. My name is Arjuna Kankipati, alongside is Paul Smith for this penultimate round of the World Championship, brought to us by Dirt. Fish and Paul, here's a look at the championship standings. It is neck and neck between Robertson, Ollikainen, and Holman. Yes, Johan Hart, who won 7 days ago at Phoenix, has a mathematical chance of regaining his championship, but we know he's effectively out of contention. He'll be looking to help his teammate to try and bounce back after a couple of rounds where he's been a bit shaky to hold off the Set Esports duo in close pursuit.
Yeah, and the benefit that John Robertson will have is that he's got his teammate backing him up, whereas Joni Ollikainen and Tommy Holman, they're both fighting for a championship. They're in the position that the team of Johan Hart and John Robertson were in last year. So it's how do you separate them two, and how do you sort of keep them both in the championship fight? John Robertson's hoping that goes against them.
And so qualifying is underway here in Sonoma. Let's talk a little bit more about the track again, because it's a lot of fun. One of the few tracks where passing opportunities are plenty to be had. 6 turns, just under 1 mile in length, 42% asphalt, 58% dirt. The first time in our 2021 campaign that we've had more dirt on the track than we've had asphalt. That trend will continue. In 7 days' time, Paul, when we head to Charlotte, there'll be even more dirt on the track than what we've seen so far.
They certainly will, and this is where we really get to see how those drivers cope with the more dirt sections. But this track, so much fun. I mean, I'm still out of breath from racing around here. It is a tremendous venue to race and do rallycross at, and it's one that all the drivers enjoy.
And let's remind ourselves what we're fighting for in this 2021 World Championship. 9 races, 10 drivers will take home their share of $25,000. $10,000, of course, to our series champion. $6,000 difference to second place. It's quite significant. That's why they're going to be fighting tooth and nail, not just for prize money, but for World Championship glory. We also have a couple of awards. The Yokohama Pole Award gets handed out to the driver that has the most poles over the course of the year. That's already been locked and loaded for John Robertson. 5 poles so far in 7 races. Rookie of the Year, the Dirtfish Rookie of the Year, that goes to the most impressive rookie over the course of the campaign. Currently leading that is Kevin Ellis Jr., who has had a breakout season in 2021. Of course, the Dirtfish Rookie of the Year will also win a 3-day course from Dirtfish, the official rallying school of iRacing Rallycross. Wait and see if maybe Jarno Leskinen can try and pip him in that battle. 18 points separate the two. The most improved driver looks as though it's going to Vicente Salas, who has been a breakout driver so far this year. Could have taken victory at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And the Hard Charger Award, one of my favorite, rewards the drivers that don't necessarily have qualifying speed, but know how to get things done in the race itself. That currently is led by Team Yokohama's Thomas Wangen, 52 positions gained in 7 races so far. Paul, let's talk a little bit about the keys to victory here. I mentioned one of them before, setup responsiveness. Given that we have a little bit more dirt than we have asphalt, that's going to be crucial. Being careful on the start, as always, in rallycross is key, given how precarious the opening laps can be, and avoiding slowdowns. You fell afoul of the iRacing automated race control already.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so easy to pick up there around the inside of that sweeping turn number 1. But yeah, careful in turn number 1. We've seen, well, it's the penultimate corner of the track, but it's the first turn that they reach from the start. We've seen time and again accidents happen down there, both into it and out of that corner. And if these drivers fall foul of that, well, they will end up in big trouble. But there's going to be some big surprises, I feel, in this round of the championship.
And I tell you what, this is a race that in the 6 previous races that we've had here, 3 of them have been swept. Pole position, Heat 1 victory, feature win. Joni Heikkinen 2 times in 2018, and then Johan Hart the first race in 2019. Since then, it has been chaotic. It's been frenetic, and we have a first-time pole winner in the 2021 iRacing Rallycross World Championship. As we take a look at the Yokohama starting grid, Yokohama pole award goes to Vicente Salas for Elliott Sadler Esports. He'll be alongside the defending reigning world champion Johan Hart with Josh Fox, who has been quick in the past here at Sonoma on the outside of row number 1. Matt Busa and Luis Lejeune make it at all Ed Carpenter Racing row number 2, while Tommy Nukarainen and Bo Albert complete 7 cars ready to race. 5 laps on the board, and once more only who will advance directly to the feature. Unlike what we saw though in the All-Stars poll, crucial to make sure that if you don't get in to the feature directly, you have good grid position for the last chance qualifiers, because only 1 car from each of the qualifiers advances to the feature.
Yeah, you want to get yourself qualified automatically in this race to not give you that lottery, the last chance qualifier. So it's up, the pressure's on here.
Tension in the air, and it's a championship tension. 3 drivers left with a chance. The road to the championship begins now in Sonoma. And away we go for heat number 1. Salas gets a great launch, already covering off Johan Hart. Josh Fox the long way around, trying to avoid being pinched into the tire barriers. Salas is clear. Hart and Fox side by side for second. Luis Lejeune going a long way around his teammate Matt Busa. Great start here, all clean as we come across the start-finish line.
Oh, that's what we love to see. Nice clean start here. Everybody down into this sweeping right-hander uphill. You can run it a little bit wide on entry to give you then the tighter exit out this corner. But you're seeing pretty much line astern. Bo Albert making up a position on Tommy Nukarainen at the back of the field there. So heading towards the end of this opening lap here, Vicente Salas looking very, very quick here this week.
And I do think Johan Hart hadn't played the team game in Atlanta, really roughing up the rear end of Salas in the penultimate couple of laps. He would have taken his first career victory. First career pole goes his way. Look at the look of focus on board the Elliott Sadler Esports driver, working his way through turn number 1. Nice and smooth for the Subaru. He's got the defending champion right behind him.
He certainly does, but he doesn't look pressured at all. He looks nice and calm, just focusing forward here, and that's what you need to do. You can't allow yourself to get pressured, to get stressed, because that's just wasted energy. But Johan Hart, he's a man who knows what it takes to win, and well, to the Joker lap, very wide exit, just misses the gantry there, and across the line. But of course, Salas yet to take to the Joker lap.
We'll wait and see if he goes next time around. Hart is very wide. That will cost him time. Does that mean maybe Josh Fox can leapfrog him with his own Joker in a couple of laps? We'll wait and see. Gap between the top 2, 1.2 seconds. Joker Delta, about 1.9. Might even be worth a little bit more in the final lap, given that you don't have to set up for turn number 1. Compromise your exit just a little bit more when your entry, I should say, on the laps before that. Fox is losing time behind Matt Busa, though. He has to go this time around. No choice for the Williams Esports Hansen car. He takes to the Joker. So does Salas, who will scream through to the race lead. Back in front, Salas from Hart.
And that's crucial. He had to do that then. He had to respond and get that Joker lap done and in the books, get him back in front, because whilst you're there, it's incredible the amount of dirt that actually gets kicked up at this venue onto these cars. It does actually impair your vision slightly, especially through those sweeping corners. So yeah, these drivers, they want to be in clean air, and that's exactly where Vicente is right now.
1 lap to go in heat number 1. Salas looking for his first feature heat race win of the year so far. Bo Albert is getting past Tommy Nukarainen as a result of his own Joker. All 7 cars have taken the Joker. As side by side, it's now Albert to the inside of Matt Busa. This is not for transfer positions, but of course grid positions in the last chance qualifiers. Looks like Nukarainen a little bit wide and a little bit loose through turn number 1, on board with Matt Booster in the US Air Force machine up front, barging and banging once more. Hearth and Salas resume the hostilities. Salas, some great car control to hold on. One more corner. Will Hearth look to the inside? He'll throw the move. Long way around for Elliott Sadler Esports and Vicente Salas. A bit more contact over the jump, but Hearth in control, and Hearth steals the heat race win away from Vicente Salas.
That shows that killer instinct and that champion's instinct to just go for a place, and he took advantage. Okay, a little bit of contact, a little bit of pushing. Well, this is Rallycross.
It will be the fourth time that Johan Hearth will line up in first in our feature event. Here's confirmation. Fox Lejeune, Albert Busa, and Nukarainen through to the last chance qualifiers. Let's take a look at the Yokohama starting grid for heat number 2. Tommy Holman, 13 points back from the championship leader. He'll line up in second. Crucial qualifying points have gone his way. He'll be alongside 2 rookies, Kevin Ellis Jr., Luis Nunez, scrapping for the Dirtfish Rookie of the Year award. Quintin Delomo, another rookie, will be alongside Alex Bergeron, the king of the dirt. 3 World of Outlaw sprint car titles to his name. Bergeron resumes his title defense in a couple of days' time as that series kicks off on Monday. Jacob Rafos, Tony Latin-Mackie to round out the 7 cars ready to go once more. Dramatic end to heat number 1. What does heat 2 have in store for us? 7 cars ready to rumble at Sonoma Raceway, lined up in the bowling alley. We'll spit them down into the penultimate corner. What chaos will lay awaiting for us? The engines rev, launch control, ready to rumble. And away we go. It's a good launch from the Vermont sports car at the back of the field, who lunges down the inside of Quintin Delomo. A little bit of barging and banging. Out front, Tommy Holman has Kevin Ellis Jr. to worry about. Oh, there's contact between the 2 of them, and Holman goes around. This is crucial in the championship standings. Holman is looking at a one-way ticket to the last chance qualifiers.
Oh, wow. That is absolutely huge. Here's the replay then. Kevin Ellis Jr., he saw the opportunity down the inside. Holman was always going to close that door, and well, the 2 of them just kept pushing each other and still kept on pushing each other after the fact as well. But what is most important here in this race right now is Holman, he's going to have to do this the hard way here today, because Rafos is up at the front of the field.
Incredible. This will be the first time if Rafos can hold on that he will advance straight to the feature from a heat race. Ellis Jr. has emerged alongside Luis Nunez as they go into turn number 1. Ellis Jr., the only car to have jokered. He forces Nunez a bit wide. Bergeron doesn't need a second invitation. He gets on through. Can Latin-Mackie follow the second of the Jim Beaver Esports cards? Doesn't look like it. Now Kevin Ellis Jr. though puts the pressure on Rafos. Surely Rafos goes joker this time around, relieves that pressure behind.
Certainly does, but Ellis Jr., we've seen how feisty the Scotsman can be. He can certainly push. Oh, big contact there, up and over. My goodness. Well, that's one way to end up facing the wrong way there, Alex.
Ooh. And he almost rejoins into the path of Tommy Holman. And this is where I said chaos, the commotion on the Joker entry is going to be crucial. Watch here. I think Bergeron is going for the Joker. You can see slowing down, doesn't recognize that cars are coming behind him. And, you know, I don't blame Luis Nunez in one bit there.
And this is where you really need to take that Joker lap, just come off of that line slightly, just to, if anything, just make sure that you are safe. You're protecting yourself rather than anybody else. You're protecting yourself by going that little bit inside, offline of what you would normally take into the final corner, just to give you that safety net out there.
Incredible stuff, and I said championship drama. What would Heat 2 have in the books for us? It has Tommy Holman staring down a last chance qualifier once more. He missed out on a feature race at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. My oh my, is the championship going to be decided here today? Of course, Holman did take 5 points for qualifying. Points awarded to the top 6 in the qualifying standings. You can see traditional Finn, not much emotion on his face, but that's what we tend to know. It's the emotions pouring out after the race when it comes to these drivers. There'll be one more lap to go this time around, I believe. Looking rearwards from Rafos, who has Luis Nunez right behind him. Doesn't look as though Tony Latin-Mackie...
Oh! That's Nunez! That's Nunez round! He's got together with Kevin Ellis Jr. and around he goes. Letting Mackey's made contact with him as well.
Well, I tell you what, Kevin Ellis Jr. has a trip to the steward's office in order as soon as we get to the end of this race. I don't think they're going to be too happy. 2 bits of contact for him, but Kevin Ellis Jr. does look as though he'll advance to another feature race. But in front and in control of Heat 2, Jacob Rafos got through the mad scramble on the start. He wins his first ever Heat race. He'll advance straight to the feature alongside Kevin Ellis Jr. Tony Latin-Mackey takes the Joker on the last lap. He'll cycle up into third. Crucially, Tommy Horman misses out on a direct transfer, and he misses out on valuable championship points. 8 points to the winner of a heat, all the way down to a solitary 1 for the last car in an 8-man heat. Here's confirmation of the results. Rafos and Ellis Jr. through. The rest of the cars through to the mad scramble of a last chance qualifier. Let's take a look at the Yokohama starting grid for heat number 3. The championship leader, John Robertson, qualifies in third. He'll be alongside Jarno Leskinen and Jake Robertson in the front row of the grid. Otto Taskinen has had no luck in 2021. This is also a track he's had pretty poor luck in the past. He'll be alongside Sindre Silva, Luke Kraus, the final car in our 6-car heat. That is vital, Paul, when it comes to the championship. The fact that Tommy Horman misses out on a direct feature race costs him championship points, might cost him more later on.
Yeah, it is something that you cannot afford to be involved in that last chance qualifier. I said it's a lottery, and I think it will be really that here today. We've seen how chaotic it can be on lap number 1 so far. I've got enough for 2 heats yet.
Yeah, I'm already losing my breath and losing my voice. That seems to be, though, the trend here at Sonoma. But we're ready to go for heat number 3. 5 more laps on the board. Away we go. Robertson doesn't get the best of launches. He'll be alongside the 13-year-old Jarno Leskinen, still side by side. Robertson almost loses control, just about holds on. Leskinen the long way around, still side by side over the jump. Great stuff. 3 rows, I should say, of 2 deep action.
This is tremendous stuff, but look at the difference there. Oh, round the outside. Oh, he's running really wide. That's tremendous, Leskinen. It's spectacular, but is it going to get in the lead? He's got the pull out the corner, and John Robertson with the tidier inside line can't stay ahead. Tremendous stuff from Jarno. That was spectacular into turn number 1.
And now, Robertson has to do the opposite of what Leskinen does this time around. If Leskinen jokers, Robertson stays out. If Robertson sees Leskinen go the regular lap, he has to joker. Which way around does it swing? Interesting. Neither car commits on the opening lap. Sindre Silva is the one who's committed. He's going to be alongside. He's going to be in the race lead. This is going to be crucial. Sindre Silva will be holding the train of cars up behind him as they scream their way through turn 1. The Team Yokohama car gets a little bit loose. Here come the first 2 cars.
And they just bump him out the way. Bye-bye, see you later. Get out of here, Sindre. But yeah, Leskinen and Robertson, they are absolutely on it. And look who's right there to pick up the pieces if they do come together. Otto Taskinen, he's not had the best of seasons so far. I think he'll be honest with that assessment. Leskinen almost got collected by Robertson there. And, well, the 2 of them up over the jump. And that means that Leskinen does have that lead after taking the joker.
Robertson's having some technical issues. His heart will be in his mouth. The gap to Leskinen in front, about 2 seconds. A few quick laps here might swing in favor of John Robertson, but we'll wait and see. Looking rearwards from the championship leader. In fact, no, looking rearwards now from Otto Taskinen at John's younger brother, Jake Robertson, who last year was the youngest driver in the championship. Another driver who really has struggled, and I think you can say that about multiple drivers. Jake Robertson, Bo Albert, Otto Taskinen, the list goes on and on. Taskinen takes to the joker. He's going to give now dirty air, and we say dirty air, it's not the fact that there's any aerodynamic impact to the Subaru Motorsports USA car. What it is, though, is just some traffic. As Taskinen makes a mistake, does he have a slowdown penalty?
Oh, if he has, that's going to be crucial. You can see him working the wheel there, and he seems to have got away with it if he did get a slowdown penalty. John Robertson then, 3rd place, yet to take that joker. He should be able to jump Otto here. And if I'm John, I'm taking that joker this time by. And yeah, he does. And look at how John Robertson moves offline before braking. He knows how important it is to keep clean. He's up there, he's fighting for the lead, and he's got it.
Incredible, and that's what Robertson wanted. How aggressive is Leskinen? Straight to the inside, bumping and banging. Classic rallycross action. Leskinen surely slowdown penalty, but he's forcing Robertson to the other edge of the track. Sideways, slippery for the Subaru Motorsports USA driver. Here comes Taskinen. Not very kind there. Barges Leskinen out of the way.
And Taskinen's wanting a win here. He can sniff a win in all of this, but John Robertson, the championship leader, is in the perfect spot right now.
8 points in the hands of John Robertson as up and over the jump for the final time in heat number 3. Robertson through, Taskinen follows him as well. Jarno Leskinen will be frustrated at what happened there. I would think, and I would say, that maybe Leskinen's aggressiveness cost him the chance to be directly into the feature. And for the youngest podium winner in iRacing history, he'll head through to the last chance qualifiers. Kraus, Jake Robertson, and Sindre Silva with him as heat number 4 is already ready to go. Fast and frenetic rallycross action. Let's take a look at the Yokohama starting grid, where we find Joni Ollikainen 12 points off the championship leader. He'll be at least alongside a teammate in Killian Dalomo for set Team GRX. Atu Hakaleta, who recently turned 15 years of age, will be on the outside of row number 1 with Marcos Matamoros and Thomas Wangen, row number 2. The oldest driver in the field, Johannes Vahanen, lines up back in 6th, 38 years young. He's been a hard charger on occasion. What can he do here? Ollikainen needs a clean race here, Paul. He needs to make sure there's no drama like we saw for Holman and John Robertson just before.
Yeah, he needs that clean race and needs to find himself clean air at the front to give himself the best opportunity of a good starting slot in the feature.
Final heat of the day, ready to go in Sonoma. Plenty of championship intrigue already thrown up. What more has Sonoma left to give? Ollikainen not getting the best of launches. His teammate Killian Dalomo leads through the first corner. Hakuleto side by side with Ollikainen as they work themselves down into the final corner on the track. Ollikainen gets the power down, a little bit of bumping there. What's happened over the jump? Just about holding on. Ollikainen in second, and he won't be thrilled that he didn't get the launch that he wanted. He'll be happy that at least he's not ended up in the wall.
Oh, it was a great launch from Killian Dalomo. The fantastic start from him to get out to the lead of this race, and he's just trying to now focus forward, the young Frenchman. Oh, but he's going to be under so much pressure from behind. Speaking of pressure behind, I'm sure I just saw a car going off. I did. It's right. My goodness. Hakuleto it was who went off, and that's not the line that you need to take.
Is anyone going to take to the Joker in this time around? We'll take a look at the iRacing replay first at what happened here up the hill. Oh, just a bit of contact with Marcos Matamoros, and well, that's not the way you're meant to take that corner. I can tell you that. Atu Hakuleto, no fault of his own, though. Just a bit of bumper cars going on there. Ollikainen did take to the Joker. That's important. That's clean air that he needs.
Yeah, but I think that Dalomo will retaliate to that and take to the Joker this time, get that out the way to get himself some clean air in all of this. Vahanen, Matamoros as well are battling away. There we go, Matamoros onto the Joker. As up over the jump we go. There you see him returning onto the track in front of Vahanen.
Well, Killian Dalomo has taken to the Joker, but has emerged behind his Set Esports teammate, and this is where the team game might play vital. We know that both of these drivers represent the Set Esports promotions. The smart thing to do, given that there's a 1 point difference between first and second place, is to make sure Ollikainen takes home this heat win, takes home what will be a 4th position start on the grid for the feature.
Yeah, they need to just assure themselves of the best possible result here for at least one of their drivers who is fighting in that championship battle with John Robertson. And the way they're going to turn 1, they really do get the back end out and just get on the power the way out the corner. We're on the penultimate lap already here, and you just look at the focus, look at the concentration. But there's no wasted energy there, is there? He's just completely at one with that car. He's not fighting the wheel like some.
And remember that Ollikainen was 12 points back from Robertson coming into this race. He will have lost 1 point given the way the qualifying standings shaken out. He'll at least get the same 8 points from the heat that Robertson would have got, and Holman would have got a point extra, so he would have been tied with Ollikainen after qualifying, but after losing points in the feature, after the heat race, I should say, excuse me, after finishing down in 4th, that would be 3 points he would have lost to Ollikainen. If I'm Set Esports, I'm starting to think that you've got to put all your eggs into one basket. That basket might be Joni Ollikainen. Ollikainen, who won 12 months ago in the second race that we had here at the Sonoma Raceway, will win heat number 4 and advance his way straight through to the feature. No drama for Ollikainen, who's had plenty of that the last couple of weeks. Killian Delhomme will be thrilled to advance along with him. The rest of the cars through to the last chance qualifiers. Catch your breath, because there is still plenty of action left to go. Here's confirmation of the results. Ollikainen, Delhomme getting on through Matamoros, Wang, and Hakoleto, and Vahanen through to the last chance qualifiers, which are already ready to rumble. Let's take a look at the Yokohama starting grid for the first of our 2 last chance qualifiers. It's a Williams Esports duo on the front row, Josh Fox and Jarno Leskinen alongside Luis Lejeune. Only one of the Hanson Williams Esports cars will get through to the feature if they are lucky. Luke Kraus and Bo Albert row 2 with Jake Robertson, Matt Busa and Sindre Silva through 8th position. Tommi Nukkarainen, the final car in the 9-car last chance qualifiers. We'll say goodbye to 8 of these competitors. 1 will line up at the tail end of the field. I'm starting to get nervous, Paul, and there's still plenty to play for here.
Yeah, absolutely. It's all or nothing now for these last chance qualifiers, and as you say, only 1 will qualify for that feature race here.
We are ready to rumble here. Sonoma, the bowling alley, ready to greet the Subaru WRX STIs lined up on the start. Good launch from the front row. The 2 Hanson Williams Esports cars need to work together. They bully Luis Lejeune a little bit. The 52 of Leskinen almost gets a bumper in return. A little bit more door banging as they work their way into the final corner. Lejeune down the inside of Jarno Leskinen. It's still a Hanson Williams Esports 1 and 2. Bo Albert has worked his way up to 3rd position.
Oh, Lejeune got it all sorts of wrong up over the jump, and the landing cost him big time there. Bo Albert, he's pushing for this. He's trying to make a breakaway with Fox and Leskinen here at the front of your field. So Bo, he's sniffing an opportunity here, but he can't afford any mistakes.
Oh.
Meanwhile, it's chaos in the background. Lejeune is going from bad to worse for him.
Just about held on to that one for a moment. His trajectory was leading him straight into the tire barriers. Jake Robertson, the Ray Hall Lenneman landing machine, also got a slowdown penalty coming in through turn number 1. Here's what happened between Lejeune and who's he bumping doors with. Hard to tell there. I believe it would have been Tommi Nukkarainen in one of the Lone Bro Motorsports machines. Just about held on to it. Great car control. Already 2 laps. Working lap number 2. I believe Jarno Leskinen took to the Joker last time around, left side of the screen. We get confirmation of that. Jake Robertson has elected to withdraw himself from the race, towed himself back to the pit lane. So Leskinen and Albert, the 2 cars to have Jokered. Josh Fox, well and truly within the Joker Delta. He goes this time around.
Yeah, he had to. You always see this. As soon as you end up behind somebody, you have to take that Joker. And look at that advantage it gives you from 3rd to 1st for Josh Fox. He'll be hoping for another feature race. He's been disappointed with his season this year, and he'll be hoping for a good end to the championship.
6 races at Sonoma in series history coming into today's event. Fox has made the feature in 5 of those races. Got 3 podiums to his name as well, 2 in 2018 and then 1 back in 2020. That was the second race that we had here when he finished down in 3rd at the championship finale. On board with Bo Albert, racing from the Altus team house. I saw a comment from him that he didn't even try qualifying this week, Paul, to just try and have a little bit more luck on his side. Didn't work out. He got steering damage even in his heat.
Yeah, but what he is finding himself right now is in a good spot here through this last chance qualifier. He's not quite close enough to put a fight on for the win here, though, but he should be a bit buoyed by his performance here in this particular race, because it has been a good performance so far. But there you go, Josh Fox, the American, through that final corner, up over the jump. Watch that landing there as we start the final lap.
Focus on the face of Fox, who is a legend sprint car driver, in the real world in his home state of Pennsylvania. He's got his teammate Jarno Leskinen, who's been ultra impressive in 2021. As I mentioned before, youngest ever podium winner across of iRacing history. That's not just the Rallycross World Championship, that's all World Championships we've had in over a decade of top-level simulator racing. Through the penultimate corner, though, it's day done for Leskinen, it's day done for Bo Albert. It will be Josh Fox that takes the one and only transfer position. He drifts his way through the final corner. He wins last chance qualifier number 1. 9 drivers to the grid. 8 drivers have one opportunity for redemption 7 days from now when we head to the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Josh Fox still has 10 laps of action, though, left to go in Sonoma. He wins the last chance qualifiers. There's confirmation of the race results. Well, last chance qualifier number 2 already getting ready to go. It's Tony Latin-Mackie for Jim Beaver Esports that will line up on pole alongside Marcos Matamoros and, crucially, Tommy Holman. Third in the championship, the Set Esports driver needs the start of his season. Thomas Wang and Alex Bergeron share row number 2 with Atu Hakaleto, Luis Nunez, and Johannes Vahanen, row 3. Quintin Delomo for Burton Kligerman Esports, I should say Kligerman Esports now, final row of the grid. Still trying to catch my breath, Paul. I don't think we're going to get a chance before we finish the action here today.
I'm just glad we just get a little bit of a break between this and then the feature race, because this has been non-stop action. You've got to love Rallycross Wednesdays.
And without putting the commentator's curse down, that was an awfully clean last chance qualifier. A little bit in comparison to what we've seen earlier so far in the 2021 campaign. But last chance qualifier 2 ready to go. Launch control, getting ready to send these cars into the bowling alley. It's a good launch from everyone, clean through the first corner, 3 abreast. Holman loses out, that is crucial. He'll be alongside Thomas Wangen. He goes to the inside, 3 abreast. Holman has to back out of it, but over under. Great move from Tommy Holman, still on the inside of Thomas Wangen. Now has to challenge Marcus Matamoros into turn number 1.
Oh, Holman, Wangen has been one of those drivers who's been going for the hard charger this year, and he's shown the reason why by making the moves on Holman. Wangen gets into the back of Tommy Holman right there, but working their way through the turns now, through this one, get the car switched back to the right-hander, up over the top of the hill, back downhill on the asphalt, and right now, Latin-Mackie is in the prime spot, takes to the Joker straight away. That's crucial.
What does Holman do now? How does Holman cycle through this race, knowing that he's got Matamoros in front of him? Do you Joker next time around, try and find some clean air?
If you feel that you're quicker, you take the Joker. Well, you do the opposite of what the man in front does. Oh, down the inside. Brilliant move there from Tommy Holman. Sensational stuff there on Matamoros. And, well, he's now got his sights set forward. He can take that Joker whenever it pleases him now. He's got that clean air. That's crucial.
He didn't need to be asked twice. When Matamoros just ran a little bit wide, Holman gripped up on the inside, used that grass to rotate the car, get onto the power. Holman takes second position away. Now 2 seconds behind Tony Latin-Mackie. It will be lap 3. Ooh, Hakaleto takes the Joker this time around. That is not what Tommy Holman wanted to see.
No, it's certainly not. He's run wide, actually. He's run deep. And that's going to slow things down for Holman. Holman is trying to look past down the inside. That's not really usually an overtaking move that's on. But Tommy Holman is absolutely on it, pulling out the overtakes here.
And he cannot Joker this time around. He has to wait at least one more lap because that gap is 2.5 seconds. There you can see, as suspected, Holman sticks out there on the regular lap. Alex Bergeron, I think, is the next car. See, Marcos Matamoros will be the next car onto the Joker, and that's another car in front of Holman. Bad to worse for Tommy Holman.
Oh, that's the problem though. When you end up waiting to take your Joker lap and it's a shortcut like it is here today, then it just costs you so much time if drivers come in front of you. We've seen how he's just been losing out time and again on the Joker. And well, if he's not careful, he is not going to get through to that feature race.
It would be the second feature that Holman has missed in 2021. To the Joker this time around, he's got no choice. One lap to go after this. Where is Holman? Holman's in front. Latin Mackie surely made a mistake. My oh my, the seas have parted. Tommy Holman looking on for a feature race appearance. What can Latin Mackie do to steal it away?
Latin Mackie was a second and a half slower on that last lap, so you're right, it was a mistake, and Holman just got given an early Christmas present right there.
And that's where I'm sure real life experience would have come in. His spotter would have played a vital part in making that call. Tommy Holman can breathe, at least for the time being, because he has made his way into the feature race. Crucial championship points are on offer. There is the sigh of relief that I would have thought we'd see from Tommy Holman. His job was almost made so much more difficult, but he does indeed find himself at the tail end of the feature race. I said Sonoma would have twists and turns. No more twists and turns other than what we've got left. Here's confirmation of the last chance qualifier results. Tommy Holman does it, just about does it. He wins, he makes his way into the feature. We say goodbye to 8 more cars, but with the last chance qualifiers done, with the heat races done, there's only one thing left. Feature racing action here at Sonoma is next on the iRacing Esports Network.
This is iRacing, the world's premier online racing game. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat to experience today's newest form of competitive motorsport, virtual racing, all from your home PC. Race virtually in indoor series from NASCAR, IndyCar, IMSA, the World of Outlaws, Aussie Supercars, and more. Take on legendary circuits like Daytona, Silverstone, and the Nürburgring. Join iRacing's global online racing community and get on track today at iRacing.com.
Well, drama once more here at Sonoma, and the 2021 iRacing Rallycross World Championship presented by Yokohama has plenty more thrills left to go. Coverage of the 2021 World Championship is brought to you by Yokohama Tire. There's one thing that separates first place from the rest of the pack: the finish line. High-performance, race-inspired Yokohama Advan tires give you the drive to win. Discover Advan at yokohamatire.com. Today's coverage is also brought to you by Dirtfish, the official rallying school of the iRacing Rallycross series. Learn more and get behind the wheel yourself by visiting drive.dirtfish.com. My name is Arjuna Kankipati, still trying to catch my breath alongside Paul Smith. Paul, I mean, the last couple of weeks have had each of our main championship rivals having their own drama. But now, 10 laps left from Sonoma, and then we'll head to the Charlotte Motor Speedway, where things will be decided. It's still anyone's game, with plenty more racing yet to come.
Yeah, this is the thing. We've got 10 laps coming up here, and if you're John Robertson, you're just thinking about getting the most points that you can out of this, just to help try and keep your championship battle going on here. Johan Half is there to just really mix things up and to upset the apple cart with Set Esports. Jacob Rafos, though, what a performance from him in the opening rounds of this of tonight, should I say, the opening heat races of tonight. And yeah, This is going to be really intriguing. I don't know what to expect here.
Well, if you're watching and you're thinking, I'd love to have a gander at Rallycross myself, there's been no better time to start your iRacing career, because every day is race day on iRacing, the world's premier motorsport simulator. New memberships are 50% off. Sign up now at iRacing.com/membership to get started on your road to the virtual checkered flag. For those of you like myself that need to re-up your iRacing subscription, renewals are also 25% off. That includes reactivations for lapsed members as well. Everything to play for here at Sonoma, and I think now it's going to be crucial for Robertson, for Ollikainen. Given that they're in front of Holman, they need a clean start. They are not starting from the front row of the grid, though.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be a key one, and we'll look at those keys to victory again. Though it's that run down to turn one. We've seen time and again today how incidents can happen through there, not just there, but also into the second corner of the race, just going into the jump. Avoiding those slowdowns, I think pretty much everyone has avoided that, and yeah, well, these drivers, they've certainly been working all week to try and get everything set up right there. But if you're Robertson and Ollikainen, Robertson, he can just afford to sit behind Ollikainen and get that position and that result. Ollikainen needs to be aggressive and try and move forward.
And I can tell you that Robertson, coming into this one, leads by 13 points from Joni Ollikainen. Holman is a further, I believe it's 3 points back, but there is absolutely plenty to play for. 10 laps on the board. Let's go trackside in the Sonoma Mountains. Let's take a look at the Yokohama starting grid for the final time today. Johan Hart bullied his way past Vicente Salas to take pole position here. It's not the first time, it's not the second time, it's the fourth time Hart has started from the front in a race at Sonoma. Jacob Rafos, what a day for him. His highest ever position in a feature race. What can he do from here? Trying to become another young podium winner in 2021. John Robertson has his teammate for company on the front row and plenty to play for. Joni Ollikainen, Vicente Salas, row number 2. Kevin Ellis Jr. alongside Otto Taskinen and Killian Dalomo, Josh Fox, and Tommy Holman, the final row of this grid. Robertson's in the danger zone. He's on the outside of turn number 1 here, Paul. I should say, coming on to the final corner. He's got to be careful.
Half can just play it however he wants. He can either try and get the win here, or he can try and get his teammate to the front.
Here we go. 10 laps on the board for the final time today. We're ready to race in Sonoma. And away we go. It's a good launch from Robertson, but Rafos gets the whole shot for the first time in his career. Rafos leads, and Hart takes out his teammate, John Robertson, to the tail end of the field. My word, what is going on in Sonoma? For another time, Robertson has heartbreak as there's chaos over the jump.
Oh, that's huge over the jump there as well. We've got cars sideways, but we're good. Look at that one, because this is crucial. Half got contact a couple of times, and Robertson, he ended up coming across the nose of Robertson. That is big in all of this. We'll take another look at this then. Here's the onboard from Half on that start, but my goodness. I mean, it's so difficult, that start. We mentioned it. Half gets a bump from behind. That puts him in front of his teammate Robertson, the championship leader. But back to live pictures. Joni Ollikainen is currently your race leader.
He emerged out of the chaos right behind Rafos and didn't need to wait any longer to take to the Joker. This is what Ollikainen would have wanted. If things hold as they are, the championship gap, well, it would be 4 points heading into Charlotte.
This is why I said, you know, Robertson, he just wanted to sit behind Ollikainen and try and just protect that lead that he had. But that one incident there, I mean, he's in 5th at the moment, is John. Anything can happen here in Rallycross. There's more drama out there.
I thought for a moment it was Robertson who was taken to the Joker and almost got bashed into on the entry. It was Johan Hart instead who will emerge in front of Josh Fox, sliding into the turn number 1. I don't know what it is about Sonoma, but it is not kind to John Robertson. It is the opposite of kind.
Yeah, we saw this last year, didn't we? How Robertson, he came in championship leader and ended up losing out the championship when it was the championship finale here. Well, this time it's the penultimate round. He can't afford to get in his own head. He's got to keep his thoughts nice and clear. He's got to just focus forward. Speaking of focusing forward, Joni Olakainen right now doing exactly what he needs to do out there.
Robertson as Joker has emerged in front of Vicente Salas, who is still yet to Joker. So Salas will cycle forward, still in with a shout of a podium, I'd say, for Salas. It would be his second career podium in his rallycross campaign so far. Of course, first podium came at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, round 2 of the 2021 campaign. Still close between second through fourth as we ride on board with the Temecula, California native. Does he come to the Joker? Yes, he does. Pulls to the side. That's important. Don't want to get run over as you work your way onto the Joker. Where does Salas feed himself out? In front of Robertson, alongside with Fox, and into the podium position. Salas takes third. Bit of contact there. He got the handbrake out. I wonder if he's got a slowdown penalty.
He has. He's got a slowdown penalty, and that's cost him big. Oh, it was looking like a big day for Salas after getting pole position, but instead, one little mistake, and that costs you big time. But more crucially, your championship leader, he's up to 4th place. That was all on his own, just that pull of the handbrake. He cut too much of the inside, and that's it, giving positions away. Oh! That's Salas into Robertson.
No, that's Harp. Don't worry. I panicked for a second. That was Johan Harp. Salas returns a favor on what we saw in heat number 1. I don't know if the Frenchman is going to be too happy about that one. Again, these two were the ones who were battling at Atlanta, and Harp is the one who was being the aggressor, and all of that bumping and banging let Salas be passed by Robertson on the final lap. There's the replay, and Harp gets clipped by, I believe that's Kevin Ellis Jr. as well, just for good measure. All sorts of chaos halfway through this race. Olakainen 1.5 seconds clear.
Well, where do you look? Oh, Half has had more issues in the background of that shot, and he's just going from bad to worse. He must have damage on that car now from that contact as more take to the Joker, and that, crucially, I believe, is Tommy Holman is behind, and look at him, he's not happy. He's shaking the head from the Frenchman. I mean, as aggressive as he was, because it was an aggressive move that he made in that opening heat, and also through the next couple of corners just a lap ago, if you're going to be aggressive, expect aggression back.
Hart has won twice at Sonoma in his past, but he's also had plenty of his own dramas here. Last year at the championship finale, it was a 4th place finish that was good enough to net him the 2020 iRacing Rallycross World Championship crown. Looking like he'll finish down in 10th position. Tommy Holman, the only car left to take to the Joker. What is it about Rallycross and young podium winners in 2021? Jacob Rafos as that's half the round.
That's half. we see a Subaru Motorsports USA car around, and we instantly get panicked here. It's incredible how this race is going. Tommy Holman, crucially for him, moves up then a position on Johan Half. Half has taken it back to the pits. That's his day done. Holman, 9th place. This is not what he would have wanted. He's still got to take the Joker though.
He's still technically within title consideration, but given how the points are playing out, Robertson will be 21 points in front. Said Esports need to focus on the man out front, the man that has closed the championship gap. It will be 6 points out of this race if things hold as they are, which there's no guarantee. I had to catch myself there. There's no guarantee that Robertson holds on to 4th. But in a season with plenty of ups and downs, for Joni Olakainen, who had 2 consecutive races where he had to go through the last chance qualifiers to make it to the feature, consistency wins championships, Paul. And for Joni Olakainen, those 2 races in which he fought back, he'll be so glad that he was able to do so, and he had the mental fortitude to not give up on himself.
Oh, he had to, and he could never give up. That's the thing with him. He's got a tough mental state and really will just keep on fighting to the end of this championship. This is what he needed here today. All eyes will be on the battle in the championship going into the finale.
12 months ago, the championship showdown, Ollikainen wasn't a part of it, but he won here at Sonoma. He wins once more and takes the championship. 7 days from now, he will be fighting alongside John Robertson. What a championship showdown is in store for us. Jacob Rafos, 14 years of age, his first iRacing career rallycross podium. Josh Fox rounds out the podium positions. Finally, some redemption for the Pennsylvania native who has suffered uncountable contacts so far this year. A dramatic race at Sonoma once more, and here's a look at our results. 2 seconds clear of the field, Joni Ollikainen scampered through the chaos and didn't look back. Jacob Rafos, only his third feature race appearance of the year. It's a podium as well. He'll be delighted. A young Vermont sports car driver, delighted with the results. Josh Fox in third. John Robertson, the championship leader, recovers to fourth position, but it could have been a completely different story. Vicente Salas completes the top 5, currently leading the most improved driver in 2021. Tommy Horman 6th, Killian Delormo 7th, Otto Taskinen 8th, Kevin Ellis Jr., Johan Hart 9th and 10th positions. Catch your breath. Inhale, exhale. Plenty of drama here today, and still more twists and turns to come on the road to the 2021 iRacing Rallycross World Championship. We'll be right back with post-race coverage on the iRacing Esports Network. Don't go anywhere. We'll be talking to Joni Ollikainen.
Take your driving to the next level at Dirtfish. Gain confidence behind the wheel of an all-wheel drive Subaru STI or rear-wheel drive BRZ. Get sideways with skills on gravel, mud, and tarmac. Dirtfish offers programs for every driver. Visit dirtfish.com for details.
In 2018, Nitro Rallycross took the racing world by storm with the biggest jumps, the best drivers, and the most intense action ever. In 2021, Nitro Rallycross is expanding with 5 epic races. From the mountains to the Great Lakes, the desert, and the Sunshine State, Nitro Rallycross is coming to a racetrack near you. Nitro Rallycross, the series, revving up and taking off this September.
"12 months ago, the championship was decided here in wine country at the Sonoma Raceway. Here in 2021, more twists and turns, more thrills and spills in the 2021 iRacing Rallycross World Championship presented by Yokohama. There's one thing that separates first place from the rest of the pack: the finish line. High-performance, race-inspired Yokohama Advan tires give you the drive to win. Discover Advan at yokohamatire.com. My name is Arjuna Kenki, but he's still trying to just relieve the stress that I've been holding in for the last hour. Alongside is Paul Smith, and I don't know what it is about Sonoma, Paul, but we talked about how this is a track where there's plenty of passing opportunities, and once more, the second year in a row, it has thrown up so much championship intrigue. Still hard to believe. We've got 7 days until our finale when we go racing at America's home of racing.
Well, I said, didn't I, before we went to the first heat race, that there will be surprises here today. And my goodness, what a day it has been. This has been tremendous action all evening. Well, Joni Ollikainen, it worked out brilliantly for him in that feature race, gaining 3 positions, and Josh Fox gained 6 positions. Don't forget, Josh Fox finishing on the podium after winning his last chance qualifier. So let's not forget as well, Jacob Rafos, really good day here today, and I think Vicente Salas will be ruining a couple of mistakes and a couple of incidents in those 2 races. And John Robertson, the pressure is now on. What can he do to the end of this season?
Well, let's not beat around the bush anymore. Let's get to our post-race interviews, and let's start with race winner for the second time at Sonoma in his career so far. Joni Ollikainen joins us now, and Joni, 6 points. That's what separates you and John Robertson with one final race left. What is it going through your mind right now as you've taken your 4th career victory here in the iRacing Rallycross Championship?
Yeah, I'm happy to win and score some good points, but yeah, I have to say big sorry to Johan on the turn 1. I made a mistake and hit him and got to lead by that. That's not the way I want to win, so yeah, have to say big sorry to him. But yeah, otherwise the race was quite smooth for me. I didn't have the best pace on the field, but yeah, I got to clean air and just could run my own clean laps without risk. So yeah, it was quite smooth.
We completely missed the fact that you made some contact with Johan there. So when you were going through that first corner and you saw you made the contact, were you a bit concerned that Johan was going to come back into your path? Or it worked out perfectly for you. In the end, the contact with Johan ended up pushing him into John Robertson's path. And it's good that John was able to, get his way through that and survive. But I'm sure that's not how you wanted things to go.
Yeah, that's not how I want to win. But sometimes these things happen. I think this was my first collision I have caused in 2 years in this series, so of course I'm not happy to cause crash for the win, but yeah, these things happen sometimes when we are racing for championship, so yeah, let's move on and go to next race.
And let's talk about that next race then. Charlotte Motor Speedway, the first time we'll see it in the World Championship. Yes, we had the All-Star Invitational, but that's very different. That was a fixed setup competition. How are you feeling heading into that one, knowing the championship's on the line? Yes, your teammate Tommy Holman is still mathematically in the mix, but I have to think all the Set Esports focus will be on you and making sure you become a world champion in 7 days' time.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually how the points are looking now, but yeah, I have to feel for Tommy. He had amazing pace this week and got just unlucky. Couldn't do anything there. I'm happy that he got to final and got some points, but I think he's now quite far away. But yeah, I like the Charlotte track. It's really nice. It's fast and it has good flow. So yeah, I like it a lot, and I think my pace is quite good there, so can't wait to get to work.
Well, I believe with our live points calculations, just so you can know, it's 6 points between you and John heading into that final race. So still plenty to play for, and Charlotte's going to be tough to pass. So I think qualifying is going to be key. Good luck in a week's time, Joni. You'll be fighting for a world championship. Can't wait to see how you and Set Esports do in 7 days.
Yeah, thanks. And thanks to my team Set Esports and to my teammates, especially Tommy, again, for all the testing and teaching me quite a bit on this track, as I have always been struggling quite a bit here, even though I have now 2 wins, but my pace hasn't been great here. So thanks to Tommy, and of course thanks to my all sponsors and partners.
So that is Joni Ollikainen for the 4th time in his Rallycross career. He is a winner here in the iRacing Rallycross World Championship. 4th victory for him, but a first podium for Jacob Rafals, who showed some potential in the iRacing All-Star Invitational earlier in 2021. Paul Smith, take it away.
Yeah, what a day it was for you today, Jacob. You looked like you really enjoyed Sonoma out here. Just talk us through that, because that was tremendous driving.
Yeah, it was crazy. I wasn't really ready for podium, but I started the second in the feature and couldn't hope for any better. It was just amazing.
Well, that's it. You know, we saw that you managed to avoid the carnage that at the start of that feature race, and then were just able to focus on your own race. Okay, you only ended up beating you out there, but you must be delighted to make it to the podium here in this feature.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. I have no words, to be fair. It was just the best results I could have hoped.
It's safe to say that it's been a bit of an up and down season for you, hasn't it, in this year? Just tell us, what has it been that you've taken away from this championship before we head into the final round at Charlotte?
Yeah, it's been quite much up and down. But although I'm pretty happy with my season and going into the final round, it feels pretty good at Charlotte.
Well, we certainly hope that you have a good time. All the best for next week, and hopefully we'll see you again.
Thanks, and I'd like to thank Adam Allerton and Dorian Baptiste for spotting me.
Well, there we go. That is second place, Jacob Rafos there, Arjuna, and speechless is what I would say, and quite rightly as well. That's a tremendous achievement for him.
It's a big day when you take your first podium in World Championship history. And for we're talking to a driver that's not had his first podium, but his first of the campaign, and really the first day that we've seen him live up to the potential that we know Josh Fox has. Josh, you must be very relieved right now. It's only your third feature of the year so far. You were a title challenger in 2018. How excited are you to finally be back on the podium?
Yeah, it's great. You know, when you have a year like we have had, it's just been so difficult. There's no secret about that. But this is the kind of result that we work for every week. And Jarno has demonstrated as well the past couple weeks. The pace is there, the speed is there. It just comes down to the luck sometimes, and a little bit making your own luck too. But it feels great to finally be back on a podium and talking with you guys.
And kind of history repeating itself here, Josh, because I don't know if you remember, but the last time we were here at Sonoma, you had to come through the last chance qualifiers, ended up in third on the podium as well. Talk to us about how the entire year has gone for you since then, and what's kind of changed. You and I talked pre-season, and you're one of the few drivers that's balancing so many different things. We've got a very young grid, full of potential. Even your teammate, Jarno Leskinen, but you're studying, you're working full-time, and you're here in the World Championship as well.
Yeah, it's difficult for sure, and the talent in this series has never been higher. The margins have never been tighter, so you got to bring it every week. And I'm thrilled to see some of these guys like Jarno and Jakob and some of the others run really well. They're a good group of guys, and you know, it's just runs like this are a good reminder of what can go good in the series and how good it feels to get closer to the front.
Well, there's still all to play for you now. 7 days from now, Charlotte Motor Speedway, you are 7 points behind the driver in 10th. That's the cutoff to regain your World Championship license, to make sure you get a little bit of prize money as well. What are you thinking about heading there? How do you maintain this momentum heading into our season finale in 7 days?
Yeah, I'll be honest, I haven't looked at the standings even one time this year, because I know that we never have had a really proper race up until today, so I'm surprised to hear it's only that little amount to get back in. But yeah, you said it, we got the momentum. The last race, or Barcelona, was my last feature race, and we were pretty fast there if we didn't get spun out on the first lap. Jarno too, he's got the momentum as well, so I feel good about where we are as a team. Well,
it's your third podium here at Sonoma, so clearly I should say fourth podium here at Sonoma in 7 races, so you clearly do like it. Congratulations, Josh. It's so great to have you have finally some luck go your way, and hopefully you can round out this championship and this campaign with some good luck in Charlotte as well.
Yeah, thank you very much. And before I get out of here, I just got to say big thanks to the Handsome Williams Esports crew. They've been sticking with us all year. It's been really tough, but they stick with us, and they're great for support. And so got to thank with them all of the great partners: BenQ Monitors, Chill Blast PC, Fanatec, Playseat, One All Sports, Team Razor, Hoisingveld Pedals. And of course, a last note, my dad has been a little sick lately, so I just wanted to shout out him. Hey, Dad. And hi to my family as well.
Josh Fox, another podium, 11th in his iRacing Rallycross career. And that's how you know he's a series veteran, Paul. Made sure to shout out all the sponsors before he said goodbye to us.
Oh, forget about shouting out your sponsors. Shout out to your father. That's the most important one. But no, that's a tremendous one. As I said earlier, he was in the last chance qualifier, won that, ended up in the podium here in the feature.
And here's confirmation of the points as they run, with one race left to go. 6 points between John Robertson, between Joni Ollikainen. Tommy Holman, mathematically, still in with a chance, 29, the most points you can get with a clean sweep of the weekend. But like I was saying, I think if you're Set Esports, you've got one shot in the gun. That is Joni Ollikainen. Full focus on him and making sure he is the world champion in 7 days' time.
It's the smart team move, but they're really happy at the moment because they're winning the teams championship, so they're fine with that. But yeah, if you wanted to win a drivers world championship, then realistically you've got to put that focus on Joni.
And it's so close for the cut line as well. Jacob Rafoss has cycled his way up into 9th position. He's bumped Jake Robertson out of the top 10. We'll take one more look at it before we start to wrap things up here. 9th through, give it even 14th, 15th position, where Alex Bergeron and Tony Latin-Mackie, the Jim Beaver Esports teammates, are timed, separated by 20 points. Now, we're not expecting these drivers to take the perfect 20 points, but it indicates that a good result, like for Jacob Rafoss today, can put you in that top 10 position. One more race left to go, and what a race it is going to be, Paul. The first time Charlotte Motor Speedway will have hosted an iRacing Rallycross World Championship race. You guys don't want to miss it. 4 p.m. Eastern, the championship finale 7 days from now.
Yeah, that venue, it is a tricky track, but some of these drivers absolutely love racing around it, and it can produce fantastic action as well. You will not want to miss that championship finale. I cannot wait for this one after what we just saw here today.
And just a reminder as well, iRacing Black Friday sales are on. Every day is race day on iRacing, and there's never been a better time to jump into the world's premier motorsport simulator. New memberships are 50% off. Sign up now at iRacing.com/membership to get started on your road to the virtual checkered flag. But with that, it's time to wrap up from Wine Country with round 8 of the iRacing Rallycross World Championship presented by Yokohama in the books. Just one last dance to go before a champion is crowned. The World Championship action, though, continues tomorrow on the iRacing Esports Network as the Force Dynamics Dallara iRacing Grand Prix Championship heads to the land of the Rising Sun and the Suzuka circuit for round 9. Catch the action at 7 p.m. UTC or 2 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back in 7 days' time as the virtual paddock sets up shop for the championship showdown at the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the final round in the 2021 iRacing Rallycross World Championship on November 17th. Until then, we'd like to thank you for joining us on the iRacing Esports Network. On behalf of the entire team at iRacing, for our production team, Joshua Lee, Ryan Bauer, for my co-commentator, Paul Smith, my name is Arjuna Kankipati. Congratulations to Joni Ollikainen, winner in the Golden State, ready to fight for a championship in 7 days' time.